is about a young girl named Katy, who is very emotional, imaginative, and quickly becomes attached to new people. One day, she asks her Aunt Izzy to allow a girl named Imogen Clark to visit her home. Katy describes Imogen as a perfect, beautiful, and very kind girl. She believes Imogen is very special, even though she has known her only for a short time. However, Aunt Izzy is not convinced and does not fully trust these sudden friendships. She allows the visit only because Imogen is already waiting outside. The story then explains that Katy often forms very quick and intense friendships. Since she was very young, she used to become emotionally attached to many different people. Her father even tried to keep a list of her friends, but the list became too long. One of her early friendships was with a poor Irish girl named Marianne O'Reilly, whom Katy tried to adopt like a doll. Katy and her sister secretly collected food, made a bed in the attic, and placed Marianne there as if she were their baby. But the girl became scared at night, especially because of darkness and rats. She screamed, and Dr. Katy's father discovered everything. He kindly returned the girl to her mother, and the plan was stopped. After that, Katy had many other strange friendships. She once became interested in a bad-tempered old woman who lived alone in a house that other children fed. Even though others were afraid, Katy was curious and sometimes visited her. She also made friends with twin sisters, who were kind and gave her a doll's bonnet as a gift. Katy also talked kindly to a thief in jail, giving him fruits and flowers, which shows her innocent and sympathetic nature. Another important friendship was with Mrs. Spencer, a sick woman living in a very dirty and lonely house. Katy visited her regularly, brought flowers, cleaned her little, and kept her company. Mrs. Spencer appreciated Katy's kindness. However, later it was revealed that Mrs. Spencer's husband was a criminal involved in counterfeiting money. Because of this, Mrs. Spencer suddenly disappeared when her husband took her away. Katy never saw her again and felt very sad. After all this, Katy becomes friends with Imogen Clark. Imogen behaves like a dramatic, romantic girl who loves telling imaginary stories about herself. Katy is impressed by her at first and believes everything she says. Imogen visits Katy's home and behaves in a very fancy and artificial way. She complains about simple things, refuses to enjoy outdoor games, and prefers sitting in the drawing room. She tells exaggerated and unrealistic stories about adventures and romance. Katy and her sister Clover listen to Imogen's stories with great interest, but later the situation becomes uncomfortable. Imogen behaves in a proud and unnatural way, and even criticizes Katy's aunt. The visit becomes a failure because Imogen is not as nice as Katy imagined. She seems selfish, dramatic, and not truly kind. Finally, Katy's father, Drive. Explains to her that it is not good to form strong friendships too quickly or blindly trust people. He tells her that some people may seem nice at first but may not remain the same later. He advises her to be careful in choosing friends and not to become too emotionally attached too quickly. Katy realizes that her feelings often change quickly and that she sometimes makes mistakes in judging people. In the end, Katy feels a little confused but also begins to understand her father's advice. She still has a kind heart, but she slowly starts learning to think more carefully before trusting new friends. Short summary points for MCQS. Katy is a young girl who makes very quick friendships. She becomes deeply attached to new people easily. She asks her aunt to invite Imogen Clark for a visit. Katy describes Imogen as perfect, beautiful, and kind. Aunt Izzy is doubtful about these sudden friendships. Katy once tried to adopt a poor girl named Marianne. The plan failed when the girl became scared at night. Katy also made strange friendships old woman, twins, thief, sick Mrs. Spencer. She shows kindness and sympathy to many unusual people. Mrs. Spencer later disappears because her husband was a criminal. Katy then becomes friends with Imogen Clark. Imogen behaves in a dramatic, proud, and unrealistic way. She tells exaggerated romantic stories about herself. The visit becomes uncomfortable and disappointing. Katy's father advises her not to trust people too quickly. Katy learns that first impressions can be wrong. She begins to understand the importance of careful friendship choices.